All right. Okay, so next I have questions that people have asked me. I have 7 people who asked me questions, and I'm just gonna move this over to the side so I can read them. My first question is from Tomb Raider, who's a story editor, and her real name is Emily. I assume it's her real name, that's what she has on her profile. Her comment says, "Oh dear Lord, the gift killed me," and then a laughing smiley. I'll add the gift that I had in the end of my Ask Me Questions video, blog, to this blog so that you know what she's talking about. Okay, here, 2 questions. Why do blogs terrify you? Alright, in my Ask Me Questions blog, I said that blogs terrify me. I'm a story editor, so what I do is I write stories, and I check stories, and I read stories, and I don't really venture into any other part of Mibba that much except for the staff forum, which I'm there all the time, and my messages, I'm also there all the time. Blogs terrify me for a weird reason. A lot of people use blogs like I'm using them right now to just talk to people, to say what they did during their day, but I don't think that's a real blog. I think blogs are meant to be like creative because this is a creative writing site, so I think they're supposed to be creative. So when I make a blog, it has to be something interesting. So like I have 11 reasons why you shouldn't date a writer or something like that. A certain number of reasons is one of my blogs. And then, I don't know, blogs. Me having to write something creative in a blog for people to comment on and see randomly, it freaks me out for some reason. I don't know why. I don't like blogs. I'm good at writing stories, I guess. Her next question is, what's your favorite story to update? I'm gonna go with Control. It's an all-time low fan fiction that I write with my friend Katie, not Katie Mosing that you all know. This is Katie, whose username is like Sex on Toast. She's also on Mibba, but she doesn't do blogs either. I like it because it has very interesting characters. What I did was we worked together because I decided that I wanted to promote awareness for certain subjects. So the first story is called Organized Chaos, and it's about someone who has OCD. I have a little bit of OCD, so I understood how it worked and how this character could work into it. And the second one, which is ongoing right now, so that's why I said I like to update this one, is about a girl who is going through anorexia. She's very thin, she doesn't like to eat, she exercises a lot, that type of thing. And it's to encourage awareness of disorders like these that people may not know about, people do not know how to help people with, stuff like that. So, I don't know, read it if you want. It's an all-time love fan fiction. My second person to ask me questions is Mistress of Insanity, who is a story editor, and her real name is Alice, or at least that's what it says on her profile. Favorite signature. She asked me this question for a certain reason. Her signature literally says, Sunbur, which is my username, is going to autograph my boobs at MibbaCon 2020. So we have this ongoing message between us, and part of it is that we want to have a huge get-together of Mibians. And all the story editors would walk around with their story editors jackets on, and all the blog moderators would walk around with their blog moderator jackets on, and Dujo would be there to sign everyone's things because, of course, we all want to meet Dujo, and it would be wherever we want it to be. And then somehow it got that I would sign her boobs at MibbaCon, so that's what we decided. And so her signature is obviously my favorite signature. Next I have Maddie, who you all know. Well, a lot of you probably know. She writes a lot of One Direction fan fictions, and she's been updating us on Katie Mosing's status about her in the hospital. So her questions appear to all revolve around Katie, which makes sense since Katie cannot ask me questions right now since she's in the hospital. The first question is, why do you love Katie? Why do I love Katie? I have no idea why I love Katie. She talks to me every day, constantly, all the time, and we have, I don't know, we just click really well, and sometimes when we're joking, it's less joking and more creepy, and we like it that way. We're that friend group, and by friend group I mean friend pair, who is so close that sometimes you're like, are they lesbians? But then you're not sure because they're just really, really that close friends. Her second question is, what's your favorite thing about Katie? My favorite thing about Katie? I'm gonna say that every time I ask her to write a story with me, she says yes. And even though, like, I've only asked her twice, so we only have 2 stories, but I know she has so many stories going on, but I just like her writing style, so I do it anyway. But we have this thing where it's like, you update whenever you want to update, even though we nag each other until we update. But yes, that might be my favorite thing about Katie. I could probably think of a lot more, but I'm just gonna slim this Katie thing down a little bit. Would you watch Lost with Katie? Yeah, I guess so. I don't watch Lost. I understand the concept. I know it's really weird, and there's flash forwards and flash backwards type deals. I understand the concept. I just haven't watched it, but a lot of people do watch it, and I know it's over now, but a lot of people have watched it and encouraged me to watch it because apparently it's something that I would like. Next question. Why does the staff ship you and Katie so hard? So a little caveat, which is a warning, an explanation. Katie, Mosing, and I are on the staff, and there's a staff forum, and there's this thread called the Thinking Thread, which is basically where all the staff just talk by themselves. And for the longest time, no one was talking on it, so Katie and I just kind of moved in and told people our weird conversations and added weird pictures that Katie photoshopped of us together. So I'm not entirely sure why the staff ships us. I'm not entirely sure at all, but it probably has something to do that we border on obsessive creepy towards one another. And even though we kind of tone it down in the staff thinking thread, it still happens. Her last question is, am I creepy yet? No. No, you can ask me as many creepy questions as you want, and none of them were that creepy. They were just revolved around Katie. My next question is from, oh dear gosh, that Nicole girl with a weird username. She said it's pronounced Takahe Angel or Takahe, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Her real name's Nicole, so that's what I'm going to call her. Her question is, favorite animal? My favorite animal? I don't have one. I would say dolphins. It used to be dolphins. I don't know why I like dolphins because I had never actually touched one or been near one. They're just really interesting. I know a whole bunch of facts about dolphins. Like, they're the only other mammal who has sex for pleasure. They save people from sharks all the time. They know how to kill sharks. They use sex toys. I know a lot of random things about dolphins, so I guess I could say dolphins. But I also really like elephants, because I never forget anything, and they're also really intelligent, and they're not actually scared of mice. I don't know. I can't tell you what my favorite animal is. I also like penguins. I like the weird animals that are not in my country. There you go. Well, I guess dolphins are in Canada, but not where I live because I do not live near an ocean. Her next question is, who's your favorite New Zealander? I mean, that's probably the worst question you can ever ask me because I talked to both the staff that are from New Zealand, and one of them happens to be Nicole, and the other one happens to be Alice, who's Mistress of Insanity. So I'm going to say Alol, which is Alice and Nicole put together. Alright. Then her last thing says, tell everybody how cool mammoths are. Mammoths are super cool. Nicole and I started our conversation with her explaining to me something that a science test that she took. And one of her questions was something about how elephants were gonna give birth to mammoths as like trying to bring mammoths back from extinction type deal. And we thought that was the coolest thing ever. So we started talking about how other animals could do this, and then we were like, how come they haven't done it to humans? And then we were like, well, that's a stupid question to ask because even though bonobo monkeys are like 98% close to us genetically, you can't clone humans. So, like, that's illegal. So, you wouldn't do that. And you couldn't put a human in a different animal. So, it's all illegal, and that's why it's never happened to humans. But mammoths are probably the coolest creatures ever. So, that actually might be my favorite animal. But they're not around anymore, so I guess that might not count.